Hi and welcome to this presentation of the Dragonfly 25. I'm Peter Quorning, the owner of Quorning Boats here in Denmark, where we manufacture the Dragonfly Trimaran range since 1967. I would like to introduce the Dragonfly 25, which is you can say our entry-level boat. It's a coastal boat. It's not designed for across the Atlantic sailing, but for coastal, but also offshore sailing, where you can sail single-handed. You can sail with your family and friends. If you're grandparents, you can sail with your grandchildren or make day tours or camping trips, whatever you like. You can trailer the boat easily within half an hour, 40 minutes. You can fold the boat up, put on the trailer, take the mast down, and you can change area for sailing. The Dragonfly 25 is easy to sail with a self-tacking jib, so the boat tacks very, very easy, just like zigzag, even through the archipelagos of Sweden. The boat is easy to tack upwind. You have a tacking angle of less than 90 degrees. You can go offshore, you can sail in waves up to 1-2 meters. The boat is very seaworthy, and in a good breeze you have speeds up to 20 knots plus, depending on the skipper, of course. With normal sailing experience in your backpack, you are okay to sail this boat, and from there you can build up your experience. And of course, the better you know the boat, the much more fun you get. We also live in a more international world. People move much more around, so the Dragonfly 25 is actually designed, just folded, to go right into a 40-foot container. You don't have to dismantle anything, just put the mast up in the roof and fold the boat and stick it in there and close the door, and the boat can experience new warm waters.
Yes, hi, I'm Peter Quorning. I'm the one that will take you through the tour here for the Dragonfly 25 behind me. To be brief about the boat, it comes in two versions, a sport version, as the one behind me, and a touring version. The only difference between the two boats is actually the rigging. So there's no different in the boat that you see behind me. So it's only the height of the mast, the sail types, and of course the mast materials. So the sport is in a carbon, the touring is a aluminium mast. This boat is for you that wants to active sailing, to have great control over boat, a big smile on your face, and still be comfortable about sailing with your family and friends, and even with when sailing regattas and local races. The boat here behind me is now unfolded and is here 5.7 meters. When it's folded, it's only 2.3 meters. You can pull the boat on the road trailer, and then it's actually only still 2.3 meters. So with the boat on the trailer, it's only 1,800 kilos, because the boat has a weight of 1,100 kilos, so it's very easy to take for a drive around Europe or to different lakes or whatever you feel for. The Dragonfly 25 model was introduced at the Boat Düsseldorf in January 2015. And here behind me you see boat number 77, comes straight out of production and is now going to a happy customer here in Denmark, in Copenhagen. When you bring the boat to a harbor, on the trailer, you can easily put the boat into the water from the trailer just by using a very normal slip. About the price of the boat, it starts from 90,000 euros plus VAT. With this boat you can go very full spec with a lot of different options inside the boat, but you can also go very simple spec. You have to think about when you put a simple thing inside the boat, it still has a weight, and that means that you are slower on the race course. The boat comes in a standard white gel coat color, but as you see here behind me, it is now painted gray because the owner of the boat has chosen this color. As the hulls of the boat that you can paint, you can do the same about the anti-fouling. So you can choose between different colors for the anti-fouling. My own experience with the boat is quite a lot. I've sailed several regattas here in Denmark with the boat, like the single-handed regatta Silver Rudder, which is a very famous regatta here in Northern Europe. And why I've done it is because I really love sailing this boat. It's very easy to handle, even if you're only one man on board. I'm very excited to now walk you through the boat, show you every little feature and every little detail of this wonderful Dragonfly 25. Here I am, right next to the bow of the Dragonfly 25, and what I want to tell you a little bit about here is the pulpit here on the boat. On this boat, it is standard that it comes with a handrail here on the side of the boat, here on the deck. But this customer here for this boat wants the pulpit here to get more comfortable and more safe sailing when you are on the deck of the bow here on the Dragonfly 25. So if you are more to the sporty, we would definitely recommend you to have the handrails, also to save some weight on the boat so you have a lighter boat and a lighter look. Both the sport and the touring version of the Dragonfly 25 come with a self-tacking jib system that is mounted here on the flat furl carbon furler. You handle it directly from the cockpit where you furl in and out the jib. Very easy handling and easy going. The Dragonfly 25 offers this optional retractable bowsprit. It's 1.4 meter and is made out of aluminium. It's a totally enclosed system, which means that there's no water coming into the boat. It's easy handling and it runs by one rope to pull it in and out. Here in the front, you mount the bowsprit here in this metal eye, and here with this tagline you fasten the asymmetric gennaker. When the bowsprit is pulled out and is in position, it's locked by this pin here in the deck. When retracting the bowsprit, you just pull up the pin and pull in the bowsprit by the tagline here, and that you can do from the cockpit. When pulling out the bowsprit, you simply just pull in this white line here. Of course, remember to ease off the tagline before pulling it out. Then it actually just pulled out. Remember to put in the pin so it's locked in position. Here on the foredeck we have the inlet for the freshwater tank that can contain 40 liters of fresh water. It is connected with the tap inside of the boat. If you choose the 12-volt power pack, you get the interior lights you see inside of the boat, and you also get the exterior navigation lights. On the standard boat, it comes with these stainless steel mooring cleats mounted on each side of the boat, here in the front and also in the back. On the main hull we have this shine. It actually has 3 functions. The first function is to actually make the bottom of the hull very narrow, which give you more possibility for have less wet surface and gain more speed. The other function is to guide and lead the water away from the boat so you don't have the water coming onto the boat when sailing through waves. The third function is actually to give more volume for your interior inside of the boat. Here on the freeboard of the main hull, it's optional to get a window or a so-called port light. It's to get more light inside of the boat and especially in the front cabin. As standard, we here have this lifting eye. It's made for hoisting the boat out of the water or launching the boat. It's placed in the same position on the other side of the boat. Here we have this deck fitting for the Mast racing system, but we will get back to that later. Now I've moved underneath the trampoline here, and it's to show you some more of the swing wing mechanism and the constructional parts. Here you see where the wing is attached to the boat. The wing here is attached in this massive stainless steel fitting that is bolted right into the bulkhead of the boat. The only replaceable thing is this bolt you see here, or pin you can see here, which you can replace. Otherwise here in these blocks you see the pulley system for folding in and out the boat and also tightening the trampoline. The lines here are enclosed in a pocket in the trampoline so you don't have to think about them when you fold in and out the boat. Here you see the water stay. It is an 8mm diaphragm wire, and here at the end that goes up to the wing, it's a thread terminal that's threaded into the wing and fastened that way. Here on the other side you see a fork terminal that is fastened here on a bolt that is attached into the main bulkhead of the boat. The water stays takes the forces that comes when the boat is heeling. The water stays here are attached in the same position all the time, and you don't have to think about them when folding in and out. The lifetime of these water stays is approximately 10,000 nautical miles, or every 6-7 years. To replace the water stays, it's quite simple. You just fold the boat in a little bit so the water stay is loose. Take out here the bolt and release it from the wing. And then it only takes 30 minutes to replace all of the water stays. Here on the front side of the wing, the boat is standard equipped with this middle eye on both sides of the wings. The philosophy for this middle eye is to attach the bridle for the anchor so the boat fishtail a lot less when anchoring. Here I'm standing next to the bow of the outrigger. As you can see, it has this wave-piercing design, and the Dragonfly 25 here was actually the first boat of our range that was introduced with this wave-piercing design. The thing is with this wave-piercing design that you have a lot better capabilities to cut the waves better than with the traditional straight bows. So the outrigger actually doesn't care if it's above the water or under the water. To give us the possibility to have these nice shapes of the hull, we have invented a new way to assemble the bottom and the top part of the float. So what you can see here is that the assembly line of the bottom and the top is here in the waterline and actually hidden away. That we can assemble the bottom and the top this way also means that the widest point of the float is in the waterline. And that means that you can get buoyancy a lot quicker than if the widest point was in the top of the float. So it gives a lot of stability, which means that you can push the boat a lot more and actually you can sail the boat on one hull. The high volume of the outriggers also means that you get a lot of safety because you have a massive stability of the boat. The bows of the float is actually in front of the bow of the main hull. That means you get a lot of diagonal stability when pushing the boat downwind. Here inside of the wing we have a turning point for the swing wing system. Inside of the wing here we have a massive stainless steel fitting that is laminated into the wing. Underneath the wing we have these nylon sheets that helps you to operate this swing wing system more smoothly, so it runs more smooth. It takes no grease and you only have to wash it with the fresh water once in a while. The nylon sheets have a lifespan of approximately 10 years. In the middle of the outrigger here we have this standard hatch. The room inside is for extra gear like extra sails, fenders or anchoring equipment. The measurements of the hatch is 45 centimeters times 30 centimeters. The hatch opens on top here and cannot be opened when the boat is totally folded. What you can do then is just to fold out the boat a little bit and then you have free access into the float. As an option, we offer a foldable mooring cleat in this area. Here on the side, you see the attachment point for the side stays for the rig. Here on the deck of the outrigger, we offer a solar panel that will be glued onto the deck and wired directly into the boat, into the electric system. Here on the side of the float, you see the standard stripe work for the Dragonfly 25. The color options are actually endless, so you can choose whatever color you like for your boat. You can also choose not to have the stripe work on, of course. And as another option, we also offer a rub rail protecting the whole side of the float when you're docking the boat. On the aft wing, we have here 3 sheeting points, as you see here with the Dyneema loops we have on. The one far out is for the optional asymmetric gennaker, and it's fastened to here, and that's the most common place you would sheet the gennaker. On the 2 inner loops, you will mostly use the code 0. Here on the block, we have this snap shackle, so you can position the block depending on the wind angle. To avoid scratches on the main hull, please remember to move the block here from the 2 inner positions. Here at the very end of the outrigger, you'll see the adjustable side stay. It's adjustable to make it possible to fold in and out the boat. This adjustable side stay is not meant to trim on while sailing. It's only for make it possible to fold in and out. As you can see, you can control it in the cockpit. The line goes through the stainless steel fitting for the wing and directly into the cockpit. Right next to the waterline, you'll see this pad eye. This pad eye is to tie up the trailer light when towing the boat after your car. In the boat, we have an emergency waterproof compartment. In this emergency compartment, you can you can store your safety flares, emergency flares, and you can access it directly from the cockpit and from outside the boat, as you can see here. Here at the stern of the boat, we have this push pit that you see here. It's optional for the Dragonfly 25, and we will strongly recommend this push pit for you that want comfortable sailing. But for you that want to go racing, you can leave it as standard to save some weight. As you can see here, we have designed the push pit with a bend. And we have done that to secure that you are able to helm the boat from the outrigger and from the trampoline of the boat with a long tiller extension. For comfortable sailing, it will make good sense to order this backrest foam. Here at the transom of the boat, you'll see this aft navigation light. This light is of course included in the 12-volt power package. And right next to the aft navigation lights, you see these aft mooring cleats also. Here I'm standing with the rear mast support for the mast when you're trailering the boat. I now want to short demonstrate how to easily mount this support on the boat. Now the boat is actually ready so you can lower the mast for transporting your boat. When you have lowered the mast on the rear mast support, you're actually ready to move the mast from the mast foot and onto the front mast support here on the foredeck. The mast support here is made out of aluminum and is very light, and therefore you can actually easily move it back and forth on the boat, but this is the correct position when trailing the boat with the mast on top. Here I'm standing with the rudder for the Dragonfly 25. It's made out of glass fiber and contains a foam core. As you can see here, we have different adjustment heights for the rudder, so you can sail the boat on shallow waters, and you can beach the boat and still have the rudder in the water. And now I'll show you how to mount the rudder. The rudder is now mounted in the highest possible position, and due to the fact that the boat is on shore right now, I can of course not show you the different positions for the boat, but it's very easy to adjust the height of the rudder just by pushing the rudder back and push it down. Here on the rudder system for the Dragonfly 25, we have a special kick-up system. This spring-loaded clam cleat will pop up when the rudder is exposed to a certain force. This kick-up system means that if you run aground, the rudder will not sustain any substantial damages. Here on the Dragonfly 25, we have a retractable swing centerboard. It's controlled by the lines you see right here at the very back of the boat, close to the transom. And right now we have it here in the blue line, which is the line that will pull up the board. When you release this one, you'll experience that the centerboard will go down. And the white line here is to pull down the centerboard. You actually have to help it to get all the way down because it actually floats due to the foam core that's laminated into the centerboard. When you have pulled the centerboard all the way down, it actually goes into this spring-loaded cleat, as you also experienced on the rudder. If the centerboard is exposed to a certain force, this spring-loaded cleat will pop up and the centerboard will actually float right back into the boat and will be safe, and you will not experience any substantial damage, maybe a few scratches, but that's it. Another important thing that has to be mentioned is that when the daggerboard is all the way down, we have a gap in the centerboard casing because it's all the way down. So we have developed a system that we actually are able to close the gap behind the centerboard. So you actually will experience less drag. Here I'm standing next to the standard 6 horsepower 4-stroke Suzuki outboard engine. You can control it from directly from the cockpit. I can actually run it parallel to the rudder, so you have great maneuverability in the harbor. The engine comes with an integrated fuel tank, but if wanted, it's also possible to order an external fuel tank, which will be placed here inside the boat. When you're out of the harbor, you can actually just tilt it up all the way out of the water, and you have no drag from any kind of engine. The boat comes standard with an emergency pull-out rope ladder. On this boat, the customer wanted this optional swimming ladder. So it actually gives you great access to the boat when you're out swimming. Here on the boat we have white anti-skid, and it's actually made into the mold of the boat. So when we have laminated the boat, it comes as this directly out of the mold. And that means even after several years of use, you will not see any different kind of colors here on the anti-skid. Here I'm next to the track of the self-tacking jib. This self-tacking jib makes it a lot easier to sail the boat single-handed or short-handed. The way it's controlled is that the sheet comes out of the mast 2.5 meters up in the mast, comes down and runs in this pulley system from the jib and this block you see right here. The sheet runs directly back to the cockpit, and you can control the jib by only one sheet. Here on this area we offer the optional glued-on solar panel that is wired directly into the electrical system of the boat. And of course it's charging the batteries. Here on the foredeck we have this optional hatch. As you can see here, it makes it possible to bring in a lot of light into the front cabin and makes it a lot more spacious. The forward hatch also makes it possible to have good ventilation inside the boat, both in the front cabin and in general throughout the whole boat. As the only boat in the whole Dragonfly range, the Dragonfly 25 offers a rotating ring mast. The rotating ring mast comes with a mast rudder. To control the turn of the wing mast, we have these control lines that runs directly back to the cockpit. So these lines runs onto the mast rudder and is attached into itself again. So you actually only use these control lines in light wind conditions, because you will experience in high wind conditions that the wind will force the wing mast to turn by itself. So in the lighter wind conditions, you will also experience that you need to help the mast to turn. So here we are on the side deck, where we can see the very important feature of the boat, these trampolines. They are a very important factor for the use of the boat. You can access like the hatch in the outriggers. You can generally just walk around the boat without being concerned about falling into the water. And it's a perfect spot when sailing to relax and sunbathing or whatever you like. These webbings are used for the Code Zero. So when you have furled up the Code Zero and you take it down on the boat, you can tie it to the boat so it will not slide into the water while sailing. Then we have a pocket here. It is in the same position on the other side of the boat, and it's for more or less your lines and ropes. It's also for cold drinks or actually whatever you feel for. The trampolines are made out of very strong material, and they will last for about 12 to 15 years. In sunny parts of the world, you'll experience that the UV light may wear out the stitches in the trampoline. And if that happens, you'll have to restitch the trampolines after 5 to 7 years. When folding the boat in and out, you don't have to worry about the trampoline. It follows the wings and the hull when folding in and out because it's attached to both wings and the main hull. Here on the trampolines we have these foot straps. So imagine that we are sailing and the boat is heeling a bit. These are very comfortable for you to have something to push against so you don't slide down from the float here and on the trampoline. So that makes it very comfortable when sitting here and helming the boat with the optional longer tiller extension. You can imagine sitting out here, the boat is heeling, you have full control over the boat, sailing 15 knots, and you have the perfect overview over the boat and you can see absolutely everything from here. It's very nice and it's very comfortable. And as you can see here, the trampoline is very easy to access. It's a great area for relaxing and of course working with your extra sails like the Jenica or the Code Zero. And of course easy to access the hatch here for the outrigger. I would now like to show you how to fold in the boat. Before, it's important to retract the bowsprit. And the next step is to take off this security wire. This security wire helps to prevent the boat from folding in if the lines are cut while sailing. So it's important to say the safety cable is only for safety. It's only to give you a good stomach feeling while sailing. It has nothing to do with the folding system or anything like that. It's only for safety. So, what I'm going to do here when I'm folding in is I open the clutches here behind. And now that the boat is on shore and we don't have the mast on, we don't use the backstay here. But if the mast was on, I will also have to release the backstay here that is next to the clutches for the folding in and folding out. I will now open the clutches here. Now it's ready to fold in. I pull in the fold in line. Make sure the fold out line is running smooth. And now you can see there is here a white mark on the line that indicates that the boat is now folded in. So the boat is now folded in. It took less than a minute using no tools. So now I want to show you how to fold out the boat. It's important to say here that the boat is on shore, and when it's in the water, it actually wants to fold out itself because of the buoyancy in the floats. So I have opened the clutches in here, and now it's just about to pull the fold out line. So and to tighten the trampoline, I just simply take the fold out line here on the winch. Take a winch handle. And then have a look here that there is a white mark here on the line again to indicate that now the boat is folded out. Now that the boat is unfolded, you of course have to tighten the backstay for the rig and of course attach the safety cable here one more time. So now we're here in the cockpit of the Dragonfly 25, and I want to tell you a little bit about the options for different electrical instruments. As you can see, we here have in the garage a normal Raymarine display, and we have a 7-inch plotter here. This is a very standard setup. But for you that wants a very simple setup, we can of course just put a display. We can put a tactic instrument, whatever you feel for. So of course keep it simple. That's the philosophy behind the Dragonfly 25 here. All instruments you see here on board the Dragonfly 25 are optional. So the setup you see here is very common for a lot of Dragonfly 25 owners, because on the display you have more or less all you need with speed and the depth, and of course a compass, and you have also here the plotter where you can see the depth and the chart over your area. This is of course a very simple setup, but we can of course meet all your demands or wishes for instruments here on the Dragonfly 25. So here I am in the cockpit of the Dragonfly 25, and I now just want to give you a tour to the different features here in the cockpit. So I'll start from behind. Here we have the power supply for the autopilot that I showed earlier. Here we have the hatch for the watertight compartment for the emergency flares that I talked also about earlier. And here I have the bilge pump for the bilge in the main cabin. Here you see the main sheet and the traveler for controlling the mainsail. You have two cleats here on the traveler, so you can pull it on both sides. The two cleats here on the side is for the Code Zero sheet and the Jenica sheet when not using the sails. Here in the front we have the clutches for all the line that is led back to the cockpit. For the whole Dragonfly range, our philosophy is to lead all the lines back to the cockpit, both for safety and also for easy handling. So what you see here in the front is the clutches for using all the lines. We have two 18 winches here. Here on this boat we have it with self-tailing winches, but standard it's without self-tailing. Here at the stern of the cockpit we have this extra storage, And as I said, when I told about the engine, you here have the room for the extra fuel tank. Here you have a manual pump for emergency reasons. And you can also store fenders, mooring lines, anchor lines, the anchor, and actually whatever you feel for. Here in the cockpit, we also offer the opportunity to bring the table from the cabin here into the cockpit on this bracket you see right here. And I'll now try to show you how it's done. So here it is. You can adjust the height of the table simply by opening this run down here, and you can just lower it a bit. Otherwise, you can easily sit here 4 people around the table, have a great dinner or lunch. And yeah, you can switch the cockpit table to the sides, so you have easy access here in the cockpit if you have to move. Here on the Dragonfly 25, we also offer the optional spray hood you see here on the deck. It's good for more sheltered sailing, but it also takes some view. So this is of course the best view, but it's also easy to sail with it unfolded. I'll show you here how to mount the spray hood. So this is the standard spray hood in the standard gray color. You can of course choose whatever color fits for the boat or for the sails, so it matches. Then you can also extend the spray hood with a cockpit tent, so you enclose the whole cockpit and have more spacious living when it's bad weather. For sunny parts of the world, we also offer a bimini that shelters the skipper from the sun. Here I am inside the Dragonfly 25. For your reference, I'm 1 meter and 92 centimeters tall. First I want to show you the front cabin. It's 1 meter and 85 centimeters. Up on the sides you have plenty of storage for clothes or other storage. As an option, we also offer a smaller chemical toilet here in the front berth. And this boat is not ordered, but it's placed in here. You can put this cushion in the front, so you can fold this all the way up. And then you have, of course, a smaller roller blind, so you have privacy in the front cabin. Here in the main cabin, you have plenty of storage here under the windows. We also offer optional roller blinds for privacy here. Also, we have this swing table, which you can swing in the position you want to, so you can move around in the boat. So with this table you can also comfortably sit here, 4 persons, and have something to eat. Even though we are in a 25-foot boat, we still have plenty of headroom, so you can sit comfortably here around the table. As you can see, I have now folded out the bigger sleeping area, and you have plenty of space here, and it's 2 meters long. Here on the other side of the galley, you have this working top, and above you have this main switch and fuse panel. Here next to the panel, you see this 12-volt power socket. All lights inside of the boat are included in the 12-volt power pack. You simply just switch the LED lights on and off by pressing the bulb. Here I am next to the galley in the Dragonfly 25. Both sides here are optional for the Dragonfly 25. On this side, you'll get this hand-operated tap that is connected to the freshwater tank that is 40 liters. And here in the sink, you can rig up this Trangia stove to heat some water and make something to eat. It's a very simple setup, easy to use. under the cockpit floor, you can see this 30-liter compressor cool box, which you can access from the cockpit and of course here from inside the boat. Underneath the cool box and all the way under the cockpit floor, you have extra storage for bags, for example. When you're done sailing and leaving the boat, you put in these washboards. And pull the slide hatch here.
I hope you enjoyed the tour on the Dragonfly 25 with my son Peter. If you have any questions or need more information, please don't hesitate to contact us or our dealer network. You'll find it on our website. Thank you for watching us and have a great day.